Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how you can make sure you copy and install fonts to the right locations on Mac and Windows so that any of your tools you create for users have the proper fonts in order to display things properly. This idea came to me in a recent project I was working on, and the project specifically was that we have these Mogerts that were being imported from a CEP extension, and they used a lot of different fonts, but fonts that weren't normally installed on the user's computer. Now, normally when people distribute just packs of things to people, they say, here's a link to all the fonts, make sure you download them and install them before you use my stuff. But in the case of the tools that I create, I want everything to be as optimized and ready to go as possible. So I have a solution for both Mac and Windows of how you can install fonts on a user's computer to make sure your Mogerts or any other things that you're dealing with in Adobe and other things are working properly. Now, ideally, you're going to want to do this in the installer itself if you have an installer for your tool. This concept can apply for all kinds of other things, but ideally, you want it to be ready to go upon installation. You don't want the user to open up the application, then it installs the fonts, and then they have to restart their program. So ideally, in Inno Setup, which is what I usually recommend for creating Windows installers, and will also be over on the Mac in just a second to do the same process. This isn't super complicated either. There are very predefined locations on a computer where you can install font files and they will instantly be installed, so to speak. On a Windows computer, this can be found in your main C drive, and then Windows, and then literally just fonts. So there's got to be a simple way, as you'll see, to install font files into here. And what I have here is just a test folder with a copyfonts.iss file or inno setup file. And I have a folder here adjacent to it full of all of these fonts that I want to install. So pretty much the only thing you need to worry about once you have all of your basic installer information set up is the files section. Now normally if you're familiar with making plugin or CEP extension or UXP kind of installers, under the files section you're going to be copying your signed files from your source over to your destination directory, which usually includes like com.extension name and things like that. In this case, we're going to want to reference our fonts source folder. So in my case, I'll just go into this folder, copy it, paste it into here, and here we have our copy fonts extension files and the fonts folder full of everything. Now, to make sure we don't just copy the folder itself, we want to copy all the contents of the folder. We'll add an ending slash and a wildcard or asterisk thing here, which basically means you're going to add all of the files from within this folder to whatever our destination directory is. So what would our destination directory be in Windows? Where do we want to install the fonts for the user's computer? Well, if we go up to Help, we can go to the Inno Setup documentation, and we'll go down here to some of our kind of macro commands in these brackets here. You can see we have one called fonts. Now, that's literally it. All we have to do is put in the fonts macro, and it already has a location of where we can install these fonts. Again, as we discussed, this is located in your C drive, Windows, and fonts. But luckily, Inno Setup already has one built in, so for our destination directory between our double quotes, we'll put brackets and just say fonts. Now you can literally compile this, and then it's going to compile all the fonts into the installer. And then when you double click on it to run it and run through the setup, it's going to install those into the font folder as you just saw. So it's a super simple process. It's just a particular folder, and you definitely want to, again, do it before your app is run. It is, of course, possible if you have some kind of, I don't know, pre-run extension or pre-run script, you can copy all of the necessary files if you don't have an installer. So apply the same concept of copying a folder full of font files into the fonts folder, but with Inno Setup, it makes it super easy, especially for extensions. So over on our Mac, we have a very similar process. We're going to be using a folder with all of our fonts here, and we also have a copy fonts extension installer packages file. This is a free application if you're not familiar that allows you to create a PKG file, which you can have the user install directly or later create a DMG. But the PKG installer is what will move the files, in this case the font files, where they need to go. I'm going to go ahead and just create a new PKG part of this and just call it copy fonts 2. You can add an identifier. I'll just call com.copy fonts 2. And the main thing here is the payload. In the payload, this is where we're going to install stuff. Normally, we're going to install like our extension to the application support, Adobe CEP folder, that kind of thing. But in this case, it's actually very simple. The fonts folder, or at least one of them on a Mac, can be defined under library fonts. There are actually two library fonts folders that can exist, but in this case, we have a library folder already ready for us. So what we'll do then is right click it and choose new folder, and we'll type in capital F fonts, and this is where we will install our fonts. So in this case right now, my library fonts folder is full of nothing, and we're going to just display here how we can fill it with all these fonts. I'll go back into my Finder to the location where we have all of our fonts here, select them all, and drag them under our fonts folder and choose Finish. You can use Absolute Path. And I don't know if this is necessary, but for some reason, out of paranoia, I always select all my folders I'm installing and allow read, write, and executable permissions for everything. And now we can save that. I'll go ahead and just delete the original version so you can see it still works. We'll build it. And if we look back in our folder here, we now have our PKG file that was just created. I'm going to go back to that empty fonts folder, load up my PKG. Again, you can repackage this as a DMG, which you'll most likely want to do if you're distributing something online. But we'll run through this quick installer, and just like that, all of our fonts have been installed to this folder, and all of your Mogerts, fonts, and other things will now successfully apply with the proper fonts and display settings. But that pretty much covers everything. Again, sometimes you want to install fonts so that all of your things work properly in your tools you're providing to users. You can do this most effectively with Inno Setup on Windows and Packages on Mac, which are both free programs. They have very easy ways to distribute fonts to the proper folders. And of course, there are other ways you can adapt this if you need to create some kind of preloader script or other type of thing. But you can take this information and create installers for yourself, or implement the copying files to the correct location in whatever application you are using, and have all of your things work properly. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, leave any more ideas for tutorials you have down below, and we'll see you next time.